Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Dearest Family. And before we actually get into this, discussing this episode, there's a few things that I want to briefly address. Specifically, I want to focus on the fact that the past few episodes for Miraculous have become more and more complicated. And figuring out exactly what's going on has become more and more of a challenge. And remember that we still have multiple episodes yet to release, let alone even have the... well, I guess they've all got their names now. But we have multiple episodes that have yet to release that Dearest Family does have spoilers for. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, and you're for some reason watching this trailer, then obviously wait a bit. I think I've shared it before. I should try and share it again, but I have a actual Google Excel, whatever it's called, Google Sheets, I believe is what it's called, that it lists every single episode, and the ones that are in red are the ones that have yet to release, but all the episodes are in chronological order, at least to the best of my ability. Obviously, season 1 is a bit complicated, but everything else, yeah, that is 100%. That is the way that it was originally meant to be read and seen, because, yeah, there's a lot to that. Even though the Christmas special is after season 2, I believe, which is a bit confusing, but yeah, that's what it said in the thing, so I think. I don't remember exactly what it is currently, but the point is that there are a lot of episodes that have yet to release, and Dearest Family does a pretty bad job in hiding the fact that these episodes have released, or these episodes haven't yet released. Specifically more than likely calling back to Gabriel Agreste in the fact that Gabriel does have has an actual magical charm, so clearly they've already figured that out, which, remember, that was in Mr. Pigeon 72 that they created that, which was like episode 4. So understanding that he has that makes complete sense. The only other person that could have possibly have given it to him is maybe Lila. There's a lot to it, to say the least, but it does raise some important questions. And I'm not really 100% certain on how exactly he got the magical charm yet. Who knows? Maybe it will actually be revealed later. But with that, he is trying to figure out, okay, how exactly do I take over these things? How do I actually affect someone who is, well, holding a magical charm? That is the point of this episode. On top of that, Marinette's mom turns into Shilin, which is a bit of a spoiler. We didn't know anything about this, but it makes sense that Shilin would be would be her mom, because it is a Chinese word. So when I saw the name of it, I was like, oh, this is probably her mom. And the episode basically confirmed it. So if you know the name of the episode, you understand, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They don't really spoil too much as far as I'm aware, except for the fact that Adrian seems doing a lot better. Like, surprisingly a lot better. But the other focus of the episode and the B plot is that that Tiki is going crazy. She has just discovered something absolutely delicious for the first time. And basically, we find out that whenever there is something that is so delicious that she can't help herself but have all of it, she goes crazy, having a ton of it and then using the lucky charm to make something insane. Like, apparently, back when humans created chocolate, she created a chocolate mousse, and so big that it rained for several days. And it's actually really interesting, to say the least, that basically over this time we've been seeing more and more of how exactly each of the Kwamis, if they use their powers without an owner, what actually happens. Now, obviously, we don't see too much of this, but certain characters are very clear on what happens. But it also makes sense that it's the characters that have done it so far. Like, obviously, frickin' Trix, he/she, they, whatever we want to call them, created a mirage that made it look like the entire world was just a mess. But specifically used that for safety. And it makes sense that they'd be the one to use it. Stomp, or I think that, no, it's not Stomp, it's Kalki. When Kalki uses it, it's for an emergency. That is the only reason that she uses it, and I'm pretty sure that she uses she pronouns, but that's beside the point. Anyways, Kalki uses it out of an emergency. Tiki is the only one who uses it because of a desire for, well, food. Almost no one has used their power for anything but an emergency at this point, which shows that they understand exactly how dangerous their powers can be without an owner, which, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But it also makes a lot of sense that someone who has been hanging out with Master Fu a lot, specifically Ways, has yet to use his power. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of other ones as well that, yeah, it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't use their power. Remember, these are the aspects of these specific things, which makes sense that they would be overly powerful. And not having an owner, yeah, it makes sense that they would cause huge amounts of destruction. So, yeah, that's a thing. But back to the actual main focus of the episode. Throughout the episode, Marinette runs around. She's trying to make sure that Tiki doesn't go into chaos mode, but she's also trying to protect her family as much as possible. And it's thanks to that of Cat Noir that she's able to save them. Cat Noir is able to take down the giant whatever it is that Tiki created. I don't know how to pronounce it, so that's why I'm not saying it. But he destroys that so that Tiki doesn't go insane again. And even if she does, that's his job. It's his job to take care of something like that should it ever happen again. It's his job to make sure that there is, well, safety. And it really shows something that has kind of been important for a lot of this episode, or for a lot of this season. Ladybug and Cat Noir need each other, period. And I really do mean that. I honestly think that at the end of this season, the thing that is going to be the most clear is that even though they have tons of people now that can assist them, perhaps even Adrien will finally reveal his identity to someone. I'm actually thinking that it might happen in Shilen, but I'm not 100% certain. It might happen in Glaciator. Like I said, I'm not sure. But the point is that they need each other. They need someone to rely on, who they can talk to when things are rough. Marinette, sure, she has Alya at this point, but Alya isn't quite ready. Let's just be honest. She's dealing with her own stuff. But Cat Noir and Ladybug, they kind of rely on each other this entire time. They've been relying on each other. And even though the last 2 episodes have been revealed that they will be the last attack of Hawkmoth, it kind of is clear to me that in these episodes, in these episodes, the thing that is going to be the most important to Ladybug and Cat Noir, no matter who gets akumatized or what happens, the person that each of them needs to rely on is each other. Marinette cannot be Ladybug without Adrien, and Adrien cannot be Cat Noir without Marinette. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if those final episodes are going to be the point of no return. The point where they have to reveal each other's identities to each other to save the world, to save everyone, to save everyone from a total destruction. The fact is that this episode is setting up for the final battle, more than likely. Remember that there have been, since season 1, there has been one person who has been far greater of a villain. Hawkmoth. He comes in for a final attack, but it always fails. Last season, in season 1, he called upon Volpina, someone who was true chaos that would serve him well. In season 2, he called upon every single person that he had ever akumatized in the past, and he used them. Sure, some people were able to withstand and keep strong and not let themselves get akumatized, and with that, they joined together to fight off against Hawkmoth's armies and stay safe. The next season, everyone got controlled. Only those who were truly skilled, Marinette and Adrien, were able to jump into the water just in time to make sure that they don't get akumatized, that they get safe, they don't get caught, they don't get found out. Marinette and Adrien are safe, and even though everyone else's powers have been revealed and who they are has been revealed, and it's a dangerous aspect, it works. They survive. They work through all of this to make sure that they'll get out together. Everyone works together to get out of this mess, and that is the point. They need to work together, and they've done so over and over again. But in this final episode, in these last 2 episodes of this battle against Hawkmoth, something different is going to happen. I honestly believe that now that Hawkmoth knows the extent of his powers, he is going to really, truly call upon everyone. He is going to release an army of red Mega Akumas, using the powers of both as well as Mega Amucks. I honestly believe that both of them are going to be the things that are going to appear. Mega Akumas and Mega Amucks will reign across the town, and every single person will escape. Every single person will try to escape as much as they can. They'll stay strong, ready to go, but they can't. They have their magical charms. They've got good emotions. They can keep going, but they can't. The only people who can are those with miraculouses. They run. They fight. All of a sudden, they're surrounded. Many of them are surrounded into groups. And Marinette, in a moment of pure uncertainty, she gets locked in a room with only a few people around. It's only her, Adrien, and maybe a few others. People that she trusts. Maybe it's the rest of the team, but she's uncertain. What should she do? Maybe it's her classmates. Her and her class have been are boarded up inside the room. They've sealed all of the windows, all of the doors. It has been their room was the first one to be upgraded or something, to be at a point where they've learned now that no Amok or Akuma should be able to enter into here. They should be safe. But it's just the students. The teachers are out locking it. It's their last attempt to save the town, to save everyone. Outside, people are being akumatized left, right, and center. For some reason, a few characters are still in there with them, besides obviously the students. Luca, Kagami, and Mark. These three are in there with them for whatever reason, and Marinette realizes there is no one who can save them. Alia knows and is seeing this. She sees Marinette and she's like, do you think Cat Noir can get to us? Can get us out? She doesn't know. I think that Adrien might overhear it. Do you think Cat Noir can get us out? Why not Ladybug? Alia now knows. And he realizes in this moment why Alia has been important for the past while. Why she has been coming into the rescue. Why she was the one who had the miraculous for a time. Because he knows that Marinette now is Ladybug. He's put the pieces together. He remembers everything that's happened, and he jumps in. He jumps into their conversation. Look, I know that Cat Noir's not coming, and I now know that Ladybug's not coming. So, unless we do something now, same goes for Rena Rouge. No one can come if we don't do something. We need to deal with this now. We need to save everyone. And the three of them, possibly a few others, have gained their miraculouses full time by this point. We don't know for sure, but at this point, they have to. There's no other option. So they become Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Rena Rouge. Marinette pulls out her bug phone and pulls out each miraculous. At this moment, each of you will know each other's identities. I'm sorry that this has to be a thing, but at this point there's no other option. And she carefully takes out each and every one, passing them to each and every single person who's used a miraculous so far. Rose and Juleka look at each other, realizing who they've become. Ivan and Milen realize that they haven't told each other yet. Carapace, well, everyone kind of knew, so it wasn't that much of a surprise. Max and Kim look at each other, and they kind of smile. They know it makes sense. And so on and so forth. We see more and more people. Luca and Kagami are the last ones, and Marinette hands them their miraculouses. And Luca smiles and says, I knew, as he clips it on and activates his second chance. It's time for there to be the final battle. Kagami activates it and says, now I know why you two are perfect for each other, and I know why you ran off so many times. Puts on the choker and becomes, well, herself, her true self. Each of these characters will become who they really meant to be. And I honestly think that I will be bringing back this conversation when I finally do my plot theory about this episode, or these episodes. But it remains to be seen exactly how this series will come to its conclusion. I, for one, am super ecstatic to see the actual conclusion to every single one of these characters. Because this is the last season with Hawkmoth. Possibly the last season with Natalie. So it remains to be seen how things are going to move forward. Perhaps Monsieur Rat? Or perhaps some other characters. Maybe Marinette and Adrien will go through a time skip or something. Or maybe one little request will be sent in. For someone to go back in time and stop this from happening. Just a theory. and we'll have to discuss it more as this continues. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. Of course, if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment, and get ready for more videos coming out soon. Plot videos are coming out very soon, and yes, there will be a short little break before we actually talk about Glaciator 2, or the the next few chapters for My Hero Academia and Witch Hat Atelier, but they should be coming out very soon. They might be recorded on the camera. We'll see. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've been Electro Ninja. Like I said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. And of course, if you guys do want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias, our other channels, and ways you can support us financially, including the merch store, the book, and of course our Patreon. Which a big thank you to our current patrons, Sheeny and Joseph, and also a big thank you to anyone who's been listening to the songs over on Spotify or wherever else you've been listening to. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. But on!